Hello, good morning, viewers. If you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. Mr. Chinedu Michael, let us talk about the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, talking about Andy Burnham, who I understand is now pro-Israel. And we know what Israel stands for. When they talk about Israel, we talk about Biafra. It means we have, for the first time in the history of the United Kingdom, we are seeing a Prime Minister that is pro, of course, Biafra struggle. What do you think of this?
I said he has already called for Nnamdi Kanu's release, and that is it. The French president has also called for the world to look into the issue of Biafra. I'm talking about, Emmanuel Macron. But that is not where we are going. If you look at, the reign of Kestama, and of course, Andy Burnham, the new Prime Minister of Britain currently now, you will see the sign very clearly. In one of his opening speech, he made it very clearly that America has right to take over British airspace anywhere, to launch attack, to protect Israel and to protect the world. I repeat, Andy Burnham had made it very clear that in fact he has assigned British military bases all over Middle East, anywhere, to enable America, protect Israel the more. Meaning that he stands with Benjamin Netanyahu and he stands on the side of, Israeli parliament. Can I say whatever Israel is doing in that regard, the new British Prime Minister is in full support of it. But what interests a lot of people is that, the man has ordered that the issue of Nigeria should be brought to the borders, that he wants to investigate thoroughly now, and that Nnamdi Kanu should be released, that he is going to step into Nnamdi Kanu's case, and his decision, if federal government does not act as expected and release a British citizen, then definitely there's going to be consequences. But we are not saying that whether there is a diplomatic communication or whether there is a relationship between him and, of course, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whether they have established a kind of contact ever since. But, and for him to come out that I, Andy Burnham, the new British Prime Minister, who is in the office now less than 24 hours, has declared his support for Israel.
Now, let me even ask this question, because in Nigeria here, Nigerians, generally from all walks of life, particularly the citizens, have always accused Britain of the problem in Nigeria. But now that we have a UK Prime Minister who is now going away from the tradition of former Prime Ministers supporting the ordinary Nigerians, how do you feel?
Yes, you can see the former Kestama always clash with, America, clash with Israel, clash with Kemi, Badnock, clash with anything that is pro-Israel, pro-Christianity and all that. Promoted a kind of, some elements of extremism in United Kingdom, and with the British citizens themselves said no, it cannot happen in our own country. Now they chased Kestama away. Now brought Andy Burnham. Now one of the interesting things that we are going to look out for on the side of the British Prime Minister Andy Burnham is his capacity, to engage in international relations within the Middle East circle, and of course the interests of the United States of America anywhere in the world. But he haven't centered on anything that has to do with Israel at the moment in his first speech, signals that every British citizen anywhere in the world, should be protected. That means he has ordered that Nnamdi Kanu should be protected and everything right be accorded to him based on international law, based on what the law says. But it's going to be very difficult for Burnham Tinubu by the time and I discovered that some of IPOB lobbies are already taking over the government of Andy Burnham, especially Jews and British Jewish citizens who are politically inclined, are coming, are being appointed into the position, of power. And you see the recent relationship between, Biafra top diplomats and Israeli government recently during the visit to Knesset, parliament recently. So it tells you that a lot of things is breeding. But what surprises many is that a lot of people that don't know that Britain has disarmed themselves from anything that has to do with Fulani or not. Whatever power they have given to Fulani has come to an end since 2014.
Let me go ask this question because the way it stands, there's another renewed crisis and hostility against Iran by United States of America. And just like you mentioned, under Kestama, how the United Kingdom government, UK government, refused to allow American government use their airbase to, of course, advance their offensive against Iran. Now that we have a prime minister in UK who is pro-Israel, of course, over office, I think the over office should be shouting hallelujah, sequel to their offensive against Iran.
Yes, and that is what I expected. Like I just said in my when I started this section, I told you that he has already granted America British military bases anywhere in the world that America will likely need to continue their campaign to save the world. That's the mission. What I'm saying, what Americans are trying to do is to save the world. And of course, Israel is also want to protect, their contributions to civilization, and not wake up one day, one radical idea and just come out from anywhere and destroy what Israel has imparted or contributed to the world in terms of civilization, in terms of assistance to humanity, technology, agriculture, just name them. Israel is as vast as, in all ramifications. So that would not be allowed to stand as a result of extremism. So on that note, after the 60 days fire, Iran went against, I think they have declared they are evil and they need to be taken care of. Yes, but what is remaining that by the time they end with Iran, American and Israeli forces, I don't know why they don't want to attack, Iran is sophisticated. I can tell you that. They are. And because as a result of, the terrain in that area, very difficult. Most of the things they do, they plant it inside underground, inside the tunnel and all that, create mountains and all that. So you can see the level of, sophistication they have become, comparing, leveraging on the terrain.
Now, the question I wanted to ask is, now that we are seeing this leverage, this collaboration, this synergy between America, Israel, and UK coming on board, it means the crisis in the Middle East involving Iran will soon be a thing of the past, and hopefully the attention will be redirected to Nigeria, where Biafra will be the focal point. What is your take?
That is what, disarm them and make Biafra safe so that Biafra can stand. We don't need the rival when they definitely declare Biafra. Most of the terrorists we are seeing today, are being sponsored by Iran. Even the ones in Nigeria are being sponsored by Iran. So they cement them completely. Let the whole Benjamin Netanyahu told Mr. Trump, this ceasefire, you get as a B. But maybe they don't understand what. But now I think Trump is becoming more bolder to take the required action to make sure that this thing is done and done perfectly once and for all. And the mission is to change government. That has not been achieved.
You mean in Iran?
Yes, that has not been achieved. And until that is being achieved, then America should take over Strait of Hormuz. As simple as that. Until stability comes there, until change of government comes. So that at the end of the day, they can face another direction. You can see the European Parliament, the EU, the West Americans, all of them are talking about Nigeria. They can take decision about Nigeria at any time. Because Nigeria name don't cast already. In terms of, it has become a dwelling place of terrorists all over the world now.
Now let me even ask this question, because recently we saw American military intelligence officers landing in Burnham, Maiduguri to be precise, but within a couple of 2, 3, 4, 5 months, we read that they have departed. Could it be that we are witnessing diplomatic row, silent one between Nigeria and United States of America. But ordinarily, one would tell you that the crisis in Nigeria in terms of crisis occasioned by Fulani militias is far from over.
America have collected intelligence. They have collected what they needed to collect, and they have left. So they are convinced. They infiltrated the Nigeria security structure and pick one or two things, and they are convinced, that the Biafrans are not the problem. IPOB is not the problem. They are convinced.
Who do you think is the problem? Okay. Everybody keeps shouting Fulani, Fulani.
Okay. Whatever gave birth to Nigeria is the problem.
I wanted to ask you, are you in agreement with those who are shouting Fulani are the problem? Are you in agreement?
Okay, Fulani has always been the problem. Why is the middle belt apologizing now? That Biafrans should forgive them.
Now, seeing that the Fulani are fewer in number and the lifeboat that came into this part of the world, they seem to be the problem. What do you think as a people, talking about the Yorubas, the Igbos, and other ethnic minorities in Nigeria should do to save themselves from the hand of Fulani?
When you talk about the northern and the southern protectorates, the southern protectorate became a protectorate because of the relevance of an Igbo man, not because of any relevance of any tribe as at that time. The north was a different thing entirely. Then they came together. After that, Richard came and broke it into living. That's what I'm telling you. Living north as broke the south into two. I'm just telling you, so that you can go and fact check. So then, and Lord Lugard, in his wisdom, handed over the structures of the monarch of the Birmingham Palace to the Fulani and backed them up with military support and policing. And that was the beginning of Islamization. And what was the reason of Lord Lugard? Lord Lugard said he have encountered them in some places during his colonial mission in Africa before he now decided to identify with them as extremists who can actually, keep the British interest. Now, when it was sold, Nigeria was sold now. Somebody came and bought Nigeria. And when the guy was about leaving, he sold it officially to Britain. So Nigeria has never been a one nation. Nigeria was not structured even to be one. It didn't become a country. Nigeria is a commercial entity of the Britain, and that has not been corrected. So why would we be paying, our blood with a nation that has not been agreed upon by the people that yes, we can now come together and become a nation? I think that is the mystery behind the issue of, Fulani must stay on their own or Nigeria will break up.